because they just go up.
What
They
is
just go.
TUK?
TUK makes creepers.
Oh, the platform shoes.
Yeah, those might be good for you.
You're on episode 6 now. Testing. Okay, how do I sound? We sound good. And good to go.
Hi. Welcome back to Violet Cove. We're excited to be playing like 2 consecutive sessions as planned. So that's cool. Quick announcements. I actually don't think I have any other than a recap of last episode, which was last episode was really something. I don't know what words to use for it.
Praxis.
It was praxis. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, so the gang managed to go to the hotel that Makoto Daimito was staying at. Jane effed over some cops. The other 2 of you managed to get really important information from Makoto's room. Bryce took pictures and left a number for a burner phone to arrange a phone call in a very ominous way at that. While Vic wasn't here in the episode, we've determined that Becca and Jace drove up to Salt Lake City for the day instead of going to school to get some research on the Fae, which can be utilized. So yeah, we can open up into the episode. You did that whole hotel ordeal like over the weekend, right?
I believe
Or
so.
was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was over the
Over
weekend.
the weekend.
Like after school, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have the rest of the weekend to do anything you need to do. Of course, all over the news, as usual, is more news about this like Daimito hotel room potentially broken into. They're interviewing the 2 police officers that were assigned on watch that most of you recognize having seen them, and this poor guy that Wisteria kind of fucked around with is looking like, not to be too Monster Heartsy, but as pale as a ghost. Like he like, you can see his job on the line in his eyes if you turn on your local news channel. Becca, you and Jace managed to uncover a couple of books about local folklore as well as some like wider folklore. Maybe the local is more from newspapers and stuff. Some information that might be relevant to what's going on with Wisteria. Particularly some stories of people who brought about the growth of wildlife and fauna very easily, like a supernatural green thumb, as well as some mentions in more general folklore books of a harvest fae, which seems to fit her description. That being said, is there anything anyone wants to do before we head back to school on Monday?
I think I want to. Has Wisteria gotten a phone yet? I think that's.
Wisteria
I
does
don't
not
remember if
have
that
a
happened yet.
phone. She does
Okay,
not have
okay.
a phone, but she wants one. And if someone will give her a phone, she will definitely take it.
Damn it. Okay, then I think.
But for now,
because
she
Maddie
just
wants
has,
to.
like, a pigeon. Just
Maddie
a
wants to
little pigeon.
get Wisteria. I guess I know where Wisteria lives, but it is kind of a ways, and I don't have a car. I guess it's a weekend, so I can ask my dad to drive me to her house.
Well,
to-
Wisteria also spends a lot
to-
of time harassing Bryce.
Yeah.
So she's also
Sure.
good chance in his workshop touching all the iron things, trying to build up an immunity.
Jeez,
even though she
okay.
can't. But
Oh
she
my
thinks she
God.
can.
Yeah, well, I don't know that. So I think I'm gonna get my dad to drive me to Wisteria's house to like hopefully before he has to go and do like errands and get groceries and stuff. He doesn't get much
Yeah.
time off. It's a weekend.
Yeah, no, I mean he slept in, but when adults sleep in, it's only until like 10 o'clock. So he's still home, watching some football, like pregame and stuff. on
Mhm.
TV, and
On the TV.
yeah, he'll give you a ride to Wisteria's.
Wonderful. Just want to go up and like knock on Wisteria's door, because boy, it's like a probably like a modest rap on the door.
Okay. Yeah, so Wisteria, I'll give you dibs on that. Your parents are out working, kind of working with the plants and the livestock right now, but you're inside and you hear someone knock on the door.
Okay, yeah, Wisteria's gonna put down the iron wrench that she stole from Bryce's workshop and go answer the door.
Hey, I hope it's not too weird that I just kind of, showed up here, but I wasn't sure if you had a phone. And if you do, I don't have your number, and I don't know your home phone number. If you have one, I would have called ahead if I could, but I couldn't.
No, it's okay. From what I understand, I think friends do this on a regular basis. I wouldn't know. Before this, I didn't really have any friends. My parents wouldn't let me. Anyway, can I help you with
Okay.
anything? And no, I don't have a phone. But if you give me your address, I can have my pet pigeon deliver messages to you.
We can. Okay. We can unpack that later. Because Okay. Well, you remember yesterday when we, did the Damuto thing? Well, so I may have promised him some cookies, and I don't have the cookies that I promised him, but I know that you're great with the bacon and all, and I was wondering if you could help me out and, help cover for me so I don't get suspicious in all this thing.
Oh, of course. Do you want to learn how to bake? Or would you like me to just give you some leftovers that I have?
I mean, I'm happy to help out. I've done a little
Wonderful.
bit of cooking and baking for myself.
Let us
It'll be
prepare
fun.
the kitchen.
Great.
Yeah, so Asteria's just going to drag you inside the house,
Oh
wrap the
no.
wrench up in cloth,
boy.
and just like put it away somewhere.
Oh boy.
Don't ask why I have
I'm-
a wrench. It's for perfectly good reasons.
Yeah, I assume so. I must admit, I do not remember what kind of cookies he asked for. Honestly, I was in a bit of my blood was kind of pumping in my ears while I was doing that whole thing, and I didn't really hear anything he said, and I kind of just walked away as soon as I could because it was scary. I tell you that.
Well, if
So-
you were going off of the premise that you were like a cookie delivery service for like fundraising for things, the high likelihood that you would have promised him a sampler box. Sampler box comes with a whole bunch of cookies. Sometimes you get like 20 different variants and only one cookie of the variant, or you get 5 variants with 5 cookies. And Mr. Diamito seems like a man who wouldn't prefer his sweets too sweet. Perhaps on the nuttier side. Let's go with the nut box. So that would be coconut, almond, walnut, and cashew.
Wow, for the wrong person, that sounds like a deadly weapon. Sounds great.
Alrighty, let's begin.
Let's make some cookies.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you roll. Like, I'm not gonna make you roll anything for what is essentially the basis of Wisteria's character. I know she can make a goddamn cookie. So barring certain disaster, you can watch, but Wisteria, as ditzy as she may appear, is very good at this. Can take very precise measurements very quickly. The dough, if you get a taste, is delicious and it smells amazing when it all finally comes out of the oven, maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours later.
I present to you the nuts for nut box.
Clever. I like it. Wow. It's
You're
always
not
fun to see,
liable if you have a nut allergy.
That's probably a good thing to, specify beforehand. Hence my deadly weapon comment previously. It's always interesting to see, how the sausage gets made, or I guess in this case the cookies. I feel like this is probably something like what he asked for. So thank you. You're really intuitive in terms of what some people like for cookies. I mean, maybe you just have like a supernatural cookie sense or something.
Perhaps. I mean, it's rather easy to gather a person's flavor profile from how they act and how they look.
Sure. Yeah. Take your word for it. Well, I appreciate your help so much.
All right, so yeah, now you've got a nut cookie sampler.
Wonderful. Oh boy, how to deliver this? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out on another day.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do? All right. Yeah. So
I'm waiting by the
late
phone.
Sunday.
Well,
Yeah.
by the burner phone.
Late Sunday night. Like about after Jeopardy.
Love that as a frame of time reference, by the way.
It is a frame of time reference.
Ugh.
We should all know when after Jeopardy is, how you're feeling at that time of day. Yeah.
Yeah, after the 8:30 football game ends.
Your burner phone finally starts to ring with its default ringtone.
All right, I'll pop it open. Hello?
So?
Yeah, I wanted to
wanted
talk
me,
to
here
you.
I am. I bet you do.
We'll have
What
to
is
arrange some
your
other
deal?
time to meet. I can't call you. I can't stay on this call for very long. After all, I don't know if you're tracing it. So, how about this? Tonight, meet me, let's say a kilometer behind the old office. Old Dimetotech office. Out in the woods, we'll talk. Or the desert, we'll talk.
You kind of
Don't bring
you kinda
anybody.
hear some-
If you do, I'll know, and I won't show up. All right? Bye, and I'll hang up.
You kind of hear some like shuffling. Like you hear him like unlock a window. And he comes back to the phone. He says, "All right, in an hour, you said."
No. After nightfall. Let's say around midnight. How about that? No. Fuck it. An hour. Why not? Yeah, come alone. Don't bring anybody. I'll see you then. And I'll hang up.
All right.
And I hope I kept that under 30 seconds. They generally
That,
do
yeah.
that, but
I'm pretty sure in real life that was under 30 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go there. But I'm gonna be very careful to fucking scout the area out to make sure that there is no fuckery going on.
I have to think. Hold on.
I have to think of some fuckery.
No, I just have to think about what he would do realistically. He's kind of like a dumb, smart guy. So,
High and low whiz.
like, really good at science so much that he didn't like develop the social skills all the way. Yeah, so you get there if you're gonna scout it out a little bit before.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely scout it out.
So the office itself is still taped off with caution tape and stuff, but the cop cars aren't there anymore since they've kind of done most of their collection already. They just don't want people poking around inside. Yeah, so there are no cars in the office parking lot. It looks relatively empty. It is already like probably getting dark.
And we're
at this
meeting a
time.
kilometer behind it in the desert or
Yeah.
the woods or whatever.
Yeah, so you want to park and like walk it out into the desert. You can.
Yeah.
About 5-2, you can see him get out of an Uber like a couple blocks down, like very far in the distance, and start walking towards you. And it takes a little while for him to get there, but he's right on time for the meeting. Stands about 10 feet away from you with his arms crossed and doesn't say a damn thing.
We need to talk. I need to know what you're doing here.
Why?
I've lived in this town for a long time. It's not often we get new people, and when they do, they very often don't bring vat children. I'm getting an echo from somebody. Testing?
I'm in it.
Oh, okay. You can see why I might be curious.
I don't know what you did to me to get me to let you in my house. And I don't know why you've taken such an interest in my private work. But it is my suggestion that I hand you some money, a check, and we both walk away from this quietly.
That's not how this works. I don't need your money. I can't be bought. I want to know why you're here. Why Violet Cove? In particular, why Violet Cove? And why all the shipments of vegetables? Can't imagine what you're doing with those.
Well, the vegetables is actually what my company does.
Yes.
We genetically modify to make things that stand better on the shelves, look brighter for customers. That is, honest to God, my job.
So what made you pick up and
why
go
Violet
here?
Cove? I am getting to that, I suppose. Why Violet Cove? I did a lot of work in Silicon Valley. It's very competitive there. People's noses are in your business. I moved here to avoid that, but I seem to have realized that maybe people will stick their nose in your business no matter where you go.
Well, your business is the type that tends to attract noses.
Not really, just yours.
I'm not the only one who's following you.
So who else?
Why would I tell you that? Let's just say you've attracted the attention of a lot of people. Why you came out here to avoid the prying eye. Why Violet Cove? Why?
This is me asking
Yeah.
you, not him. Are you lying?
Yeah. Oh, I'm bullshitting. So hard.
Okay, I'm checking that like I didn't say something that I forgot about because I didn't know about telling you guys that anyone else is watching him.
Mm-hmm.
He will say, call it a suggestion from my employer.
What was that suggestion based off of? You see, you're dancing around the question. I'd rather you answer me honestly. Things will go better for you if you do.
Weird things happen here that people can't seem to explain or get over. And so I was drawn here in hopes that the weirdness, the slightly altered readings and weather charts would have a greater effect on my work.
All right. Your work being the vegetables or...
My other work.
Yes, your other work.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Is that really all you're here for? What's your goal in that thing? I sense potential trauma in your past.
Her. She's not a thing.
Apologies.
She's a her. I hand it over. Please just hand it over like a normal human being. Go away.
Hate that man.
I hate him too. I'm sorry, I needed water.
Spoopy lane.
Ooh, spooky. Okay. He seems like he's gonna tell you, and then kind of just skirts off and is like, I don't need to tell you this. You're not my therapist.
Yeah, you're right. But what's your goal in this? You've brought her here. Is this the only reason? Does your boss know about this?
In terms of the company, in legalese, if you will, I'm my own boss. But you're right. In the past, other people have taken interest in my work.
What types of people?
And so, important people. Annoying people. And aside from all that, I want to create life. Truly. And while I would never give her away if things go right, I may be in for more money than I can possibly fathom.
Cloning?
Not cloning. Creation.
You realize how this could be misused.
Absolutely.
You realize the ethical questions that this raises.
There were ethical questions when I started growing a human being in my basement in California. I've moved past that.
So that's it? Nothing more sinister, just hoping that the ambient weirdness of Violet Cove would rub off onto your vat child?
Things grow really well here, so I thought maybe so would she, and I was right. She's doing wonderfully, actually. She might even be able to come out soon.
Good for her.
What kind of tests have you done on her so far?
Why?
Do you have any idea what her cognitive state will be like? What she'll be capable of?
I've tried, programming her, almost.
Programming.
Submitting signals, been monitoring, heart rate vitals, stuff like that. I'm hoping at the very least she'll be able to function like a socially inept human child.
Have there been any complications?
I mean, of course.
Aggression
I've
responses,
tried...
fear responses? How are they?
I introduced her to another person once. Did not go great.
How
but
so?
We get along fine. Very easily frightened.
Put me in a tough spot, Mr. Daimito.
It's not a spot you had to be on at all if you just could have minded your business.
It's no longer just your business. The moment you plan to unleash some creation onto Violet Cove, it stopped being your business.
I'm not going to release some creation. She's like my daughter.
Her fear response. Was it violent?
No, just elevated heart rate, wide eyes.
All right. I don't like this, but I think I know what I need to. You know, I fully intended on shooting you. Not for this, but for... I assumed there was something more sinister. Perhaps I was incorrect.
I'm not.
Now it seems you'll need this more
not.
than I do, and I'll hand him his pistol.
He'll take it back very tentatively. Because I'm not the big bad wolf here. I understand that my science isn't wholly ethical, but I would be much more worried with the other people with eyes on me.
It's not you I'm worried about, Mr. Daimito. You're at best a socially awkward and ineffectual man. You've got a lot of potential, but you don't know how to harness it. You're intelligent, but not socially so. My concern is that your technologies, your research, could very easily fall into the wrong hands, and you could willingly give it to those wrong hands because you are so inept. My point being, if you knew what was good for you, you'd take that gun, you'd go back to your hotel room, and you'd shoot that thing, then you'd burn your notes. Of course, I've met countless men like you. That's not going to happen, and I'm not going to make you do it. So, take care, Mr. Daimito. For your sake, I hope everything with your child goes well. Because if it doesn't and somebody gets hurt, well, I don't need to tell you what happens.
I don't quite understand why you needed to meet with me on this. But if you're looking for sinister, the chief of police's wife. Not in like a mean way, although she is. I just know that she is around some folks that seem to fit the description of something that worries you.
Thank you, Mr. Daimito. I'll keep that in mind. Have a good night. And I'll sort of wait for him to leave before going anywhere.
He'll turn around.
Hold the phone, Mr. Daimito.
Damn, I was gonna do that too. Okay, go ahead.
When I first came to your office, before I could even try the door, there was a gun pressed against my temple. Why was that? It seems like a bit of a violent reaction for a kid seemingly messing around out behind your shop.
Well, if someone broke into your incredibly expensive high-tech laboratory that housed your life's scientific work, how would you feel?
Fair point.
What are you? What did you do to me? And why can't I remember it?
Mr. Daimito, could you do me a favor and shoot me in the chest?
Absolutely not.
Mr. Daimito, shoot me in the chest or I'll shoot you in the head. And I'll take another gun from my waistband.
He's just kind of standing there, you know, the Spider-Man meme?
Yeah, just...
But people are gonna hear, and...
We're out in the desert. It's not uncommon for gunshots to happen. Hunters, people. Go ahead.
The chest?
Go for it. I'd like
You're
an open
sure?
casket. I'm sure. In fact, I'll count to 3, and on the count of 3, I'll put a bullet through your brain.
Okay. And he starts to line up the shot. His hand is like
1,
shaking.
2.
Boom, he pulled right after 1.
I'll look down.
Yeah.
I'll hold up my shirt and show that there's no blood coming out of the hole.
He screams.
Mr.
Like
Daimito, calm
American
down.
Horror Story Season 3
Oh,
screams.
Jesus Christ. Mr. Daimito, calm yourself. I'm just gonna give him a minute.
And you're the one who's worried about me? You're not fucking bleeding. What the fuck are you? And he like completely like tangent random fucking psychobabble. It just keeps going.
Okay, let me explain something to you. There's a lot of weirdness in Violet Cove, a lot more than you could even ever possibly be aware of. And I may seem a bit forward, a bit intrusive, but I can guarantee you there are people here who are much less forgiving than I am. If you knew what was good for you, you'd leave. Unfortunately, you don't know what's good for you. So just keep in mind what you saw tonight when you interact with people. And be very, very careful.
He's gonna start backing away.
I'll
Very
just turn
slowly.
and walk.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's enough of that for him.
My goal,
Poor
scare Mr. Daimito.
Poor
It
guy.
worked. Oh, Mr. Daimito, one last thing. You can reach me on the same number. And then I'll leave.
Okay.
Well, that was fun.
Well, that's enough. That's enough.
That was just a
drama
giant
for
roast
him
session
today.
for
Can I
that
just-
poor dude. He
Can I
couldn't
just
eat
send a
those cookies
text
to make himself
to the
feel
group
better.
chat that says, "Can someone please start investigating the sheriff's wife?"
Who,
Sarah's not on the group
I think we
chat.
should solidify who's in this group chat
Am I
first
in
of
it?
all.
Yeah.
If not, I'll send a text to everybody
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah. Is there a group chat now?
I guess there is one now, but Wisteria can't be a part of it.
I text, yeah, then I guess I'm texting Rebecca and Maddie, like, hey, can one of you start looking into the sheriff's wife?
Becca to respond. Got it. Like the upside down smiley face.
Perfect.
Got it. Upside down smiley.
Glad someone's handling that. Ugh. Damn, I'm just a high schooler.
Yeah.
You're objectively.
Literally.
Oh boy.
You guys are really starting to teen wolf it out, and it's making me happy.
Yeah.
So, last call for things to do.
Oh, okay. Wisteria wants to like moped on over to Bryce's workshop, maybe on a Sunday morning. It's like bang on his door.
Okay, today was Sunday.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I guess sometime during the after baking with Maddie, she would have gone over to harass Bryce.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, that reasonably could have happened.
Bryce, Bryce, let me in! Let me
I'll
in!
open the door.
Okay, from my understanding, everyone has these things called phones, and I'm not allowed to have one. How do I get one?
A phone?
Yes, I'm tired of sending my pigeon
I
everywhere.
have spares.
I mean, I know you're fine with it, but wait, why is it that you know how to do pigeon messaging? Whatever. You're like the only one who's okay with doing it.
Brings back memories, not all of them good. Still, if you want a phone, I have spares.
Also, here's your wrench back.
Oh,
She'll just hand it, like, in a cloth back over to him.
thank you. Yeah,
It
here.
didn't-
What kind of phone are you looking for?
Wait, there are different kinds of phones?
Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
Where were you raised? Like,
You know where I was raised.
I know
you
where you
know
were
who my
raised, but
parents are.
yeah, but okay. I got these things. They're Nokia phones.
Oh my goodness.
You can basically hit them with a low caliber bullet and they'll be fine. Can't really do much else though, other than call. Got this old iPhone. It should still work. SIM card's still in it. If you want that, you should be able to use it. It's been wiped, so it's won't be too hard to set up.
How do I turn it on?
Oh my god. I'm just gonna hand her the instruction manual.
Oh jeez.
It's the button on the top.
Oh god.
Yeah, Wisteria's just gonna be reading through it and then, like, following the process of turning it on and getting it started. When it does,
It's
like, the
running
generic,
iOS
like,
6.
plain text message, she's gonna get startled and drop it. Why did it do that?
You what? It's fine. Don't. It just does that.
It just bleeps?
Yeah, sometimes it makes noises when things happen.
Oh, okay. Is the other one, the first one you showed me, is that one less scary?
Yes, but you can't receive text messages, which is our primary form of communication.
Oh.
You want one of these? It's like a fucking... It's like some shitty Samsung thing that I probably stole. Like, it's kind of one of those folding phones with a keyboard. This'll work. It's easier. You can text, you can call, and that's about it. I think it has, like, Brick Breaker on it or some shit.
I like this. She's just gonna hold it up like it's a rabbit or something, just with
Please be careful
absolute
with it.
odd fascination. Ooh. Also, can I have another iron thing? Maybe the wrench didn't work because it wasn't the right kind of iron. I think I can build up immunity, right?
The wrench is stainless steel, so... How about an
Sarah's
engine
just
block?
gonna go around the shop touching all things that look like they're made out of iron.
Engine blocks tend to be cast iron. You want one of those? They're a bit heavy, just a bit.
Put it in your backpack.
She's just gonna touch it and see if it hurts her.
Does it?
I don't know, if it's iron, it probably does.
Yeah, if it's iron, it stings like it's a little sting, not major.
Well, it's better than that burning sensation earlier, so maybe the immunity is working. Well, thank you for the phone. Have these cookies, and I will be off. Also, wait. What is this thing called numbers? You need them to communicate, right?
Wisteria, how are you alive?
What do you mean?
Oh my fucking god. And I will spend the next hour fucking teaching Wisteria how phones work.
This is why Bryce was so ornery later on that night.
Yeah, for real.
That would explain it. Just, walks into this situation already pissed off from having to teach Wisteria how to use a phone.
But at least that means that she can be in the group chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an iMessage group chat, though, so it's green bubbles.
Lol.
Yeah.
Love
So
those
sad.
funky bubbles.
All right, that's what I wanted to do, so.
Glad we justified, like, reasonably having a group chat now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Gotta get all the bases covered.
Yeah, now all the bases are covered. You have a group chat for which you could later text later in the night that text. Okay.
Retroactive group chat. Let's go.
Retroactive.
We're working
group
backwards,
chat.
okay?
Oh yeah, Wisteria's in this chat too. I taught her how to use a phone.
Hello! And she's gonna put, like, the little smiley face emoji.
Wow. Only took a couple hours. Awesome.
Awesome
What a-
indeed.
What a hectic weekend we had. Oh god.
Oh, this next
It's kind
week
of
is gonna
all
be
over the
even
place.
more hectic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
All right. So that was last call for weekend stuff. So you all return to school on Monday for another week of school sports and etc. Relatively normal. The thing with the Daimitos has kind of blown over, at least in terms of like school talk. New things are more important to people. Usual high school, gossip. Who's dating who? Who's doing this? Who's doing that?
Who's doing
Yeah, no, it's true. Maybe not for me in high school, but good for these NPCs. It's not about the journey, it's about the destination. Yeah, there is announced upcoming now that you guys are probably about earlier mid-September, that there will be like a Halloween themed dance towards the end of next month, October. So keep that on your calendars. That dance will be in game on October the 27th. And Vic, you so happily reminded me earlier, that is the night of
The night of what? Sorry, the stream didn't catch that.
the full moon.
Ooh, beautiful.
If I can't have full moon Halloween in real life because of coronavirus, I will make it happen in my game.
I'm down.
Full moon
There we go.
Halloween. Oh wait a minute. So if that's happening, there would also be one at the end of September. So she's got like a week. She's got like 2 weeks or so. Good to know. Good to know. She keeps careful track of it, and with good reason. She is not dealing with that.
As she should. Yeah. So that's important announcements. Other than that, school relatively normal. Getting a little bit more like homework and project stuff, but it's high school, so I don't even remember what they assigned us. It's too long ago for me. I'm sure you're doing something, in a textbook that you didn't have to pay for because it was high school.
God, I miss those days.
Yeah.
No, I still had to pay for my textbook.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that's
didn't have to pay
private
for it
school.
Yeah, but
unless
you
you
guys-
gave it back in worse
Yeah.
condition.
But Violet Cove, you go to public school, which means you get to borrow the school ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. yeah, the day goes by. At lunch, you can see, I guess maybe if you're looking out the window on the way out, you can see one police car pull into the Violet Cove lot and park in a not parking spot outside the school. An officer comes in, as you guys can watch through the window of your class, or like the windows in the hallways. It's a pretty open layout school, I feel I've established. Is the older officer who was at the hotel a couple days ago. Not the younger guy, Jefferson, the older guy. And
They're not sending that guy to a high school.
yeah, he comes in, and if you look out the door of the room you're in, he walks by and towards like the administrative offices just before the bell rings for lunch. Yeah, so lunch breaks loose, and it's the usual chaos. But the police are here, so take that with a grain of salt.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wisteria's just gonna be like tugging violently on Bryce's hoodie. Bryce. Give me this, please.
What?
Give me this hoodie.
Oh, okay. I'll give her the
she's
hoodie.
just gonna like crawl into it and do something to make her hair look different and throw on some glasses, and she is disguised.
Where are you getting glasses from?
She just keeps a pair of costume glasses in her bag because she thinks they look cute.
If it wasn't Wisteria, I'd be like, why? But you know what?
It's a very Wisteria thing.
It is a very Wisteria thing to do.
It sounds weird enough for it to be in character for her.
Exactly. That was the other officer with the guy that I, like, ditched and did the thing.
Oh. Whoops. Well.
Oh. Also, on a different note, Bryce, can you go to the dance thing with me? I think it'd be fun. Hello, welcome to Wisteria Logic.
Frank Wisteria, there is nothing I would rather do less than go to a dance, but considering you ask so nicely, I will join you.
Yay! Thank you, and she's gonna hug him.
Bryce is tired.
Did she get like the one-arm pat? Or
yes.
Okay, the one-arm pat is valid. Yeah, so Wisteria, you are as adequately disguised as you can get in No Notice. Your hair kind of pushed around, you've changed the part so that you look different with glasses and Bryce's hoodie, which is pretty big on you, because I think Wisteria is rather small.
She is 4'11".
Nice. Yeah, so you are adequately disguised. Is there anything that anyone wants to do on lunch? Or anywhere in particular you want to go, or any like students you guys want to talk to?
Does the sheriff have a daughter?
No. The sheriff and his wife have a son, but he's in college.
Oh,
he's like a junior or senior in college.
I know that Becca would totally 100% at least attempt to go eavesdrop on the cops for like a hot minute. Just in pretending to be in passing, you know what I mean? Like the really slow walk of walking past walking past a room.
Perfect. Yeah.
You know what I mean by the slow walk of walking past a room in high school? That.
I know, because we have slow walked.
We've done that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can take a walk around the long to lunch. And go past the offices, and you can listen in like a quick slow walk snippet, and a slow walk snippet as you walk past the principal's office.
She'll loiter for a little bit, but she's ready to keep walking if it looks like anyone notices that she's loitering around.
Yeah. So you can hear, like, we have reasonable suspicion to believe that the girl is a student here or at the private academy. We sent another officer to go check here, but I decided to come to Violet Cove High, my alma mater, and the principal shakes his hand and goes, "Yeah, we're happy to be of assistance. Do you guys have a drawing or a photo?" And he says, "I have a description here on my phone that I can email you that our officer gave to me. We're looking to take her in on obstruction of justice. So, like a cop would. So if it sounds like any of the students you guys are familiar with, there's no talking for a minute as the officer is like fiddling with his phone, which has like the big bulky like case on it, like attaches to his belt. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And the secretary from in the office makes eye contact with you at this point. And this is like one of like the cool secretaries that you're kind of familiar with.
You cut out again?
Like the secretary who you're cool with, because secretaries are usually pretty chill with delinquent kids. She like makes eye contact with you and kind of just gives you like the move along.
He gives a nod to the secretary. I was just like, thanks for the heads up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the nod of thanks, and continues the slow walk.
Okay. You also hear from one of the other offices an argument about redistribution of funding coming from one of the like athletic offices before you hit the lunchroom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So she hits the lunchroom. I'm assuming if other people are there already, she'd probably go try to find mostly at this point, the people who are mostly in the know of Bryce, Jace, and Maddie.
Oh, so the party.
The people who are in the know.
Yeah.
TM. Wisteria's probably with them also because, like, attached to Bryce at the hip. And simply vibing.
Yeah, I think we've progressed to the point where we sit together at lunch.
Yes.
Yeah. And like people think you guys are weird as fuck.
I mean, they're right, but I don't know why.
Using Bryce as like a human shield.
Tensions are definitely rising with the softball team because they all sit together, but for some reason you sit with the fencing kids, and they don't love that. But
I got friends. What can I say?
Other than that, Wisteria, they expect you to be weird. Becca, they expect you to be weird. Bryce, they expect you to be weird. So it all works out in the end. Yeah, so you guys can all sit together. If you want Jace in also, he can be there.
Yeah, he's got books on the Fae.
Yeah, him and Becca both went together.
They both have books.
Yeah.
She has more books on Fae things than she does on actual classes, which is a low bar, but it's still a bar.
Yeah. So, y'all have fun on Friday?
More than you know.
Like looking at like Becca and Jace.
Yeah, it was a nice little field trip, heading into the city.
Sounds fun.
Got some studying done. I know, so unlike me. but
except it wasn't like real studying, it was extracurricular studying. We managed to find a few stories that seem to line up with what we're looking for.
I'm trying to remember. I think I'm like at least I think I'm like a bit in the know at this point, but not like fully.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I know. I think I know that there's like I think I know that there's like shit going on, but not like what. But I think in Maddie's mind, it mainly circulates around like the Dimutotech stuff.
Yeah. Bryce, Jace will hand a book to you, with a couple of like post-it like markings like sticking out of it, on Celtic lore.
Becca
And that
would
will
also
have
hand him a book.
Yeah,
Except,
this will have
one of the more locally oriented ones, probably.
Yeah, this will have the information that I was talking about earlier in the episode. So I don't have to reiterate because we kind of just went about that. But yeah, it has kind of some stuff on the Harvest Fae, some older Celtic legends about Fae, their effects, like with green thumbs, as well as some local stories to like Utah and the Mountain West about a couple of these things happening.
Well, enjoy the book. I hope the notes help.
Wow, you took notes.
Shocker, I know.
Should we fill them in on how our weekend went?
We did
Yes.
crimes.
Wisteria?
Is
I'd
there
say that's
something
so
there?
loud, Wisteria.
Maybe we should. Okay, maybe I brought this up at a bad time. Maybe we should do this. I don't know, like after school or something.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's wait until after. We can go to we can go to somewhere where there's not people. Luna Isle, maybe, if we feel like going there. It's far enough away from anything.
Well, I personally have a 100% effectiveness rate of cops showing up every time I go there. But it's a very small sample size, so it should be fine.
If you guys want to go to another location that I made up that's on the like setting dock, there's Neverwinter, which is the gaming cafe, and there's also Dally, which is the diner. And there's the skate park. Not that any of you are skate people, but I stuck all of those things in.
I feel like there are less prying ears
Okay.
at a abandoned amusement park.
I'm just laying down the options.
Just building the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Max has built this beautiful world for us, so we're only going to use one of the places in it.
As usual. So yeah, about halfway through lunch, one of the school deans and the police officer like mosey into the lunchroom because that's where most of the students are located right now, and kind of start circling, looking around.
Ah, shit, that's the guy, or one of them.
Yeah. So Wisteria's just like making sure she's just really tiny. She doesn't at all look tall or glamorous or anything like that. She's just like, I'm a goblin, not a fae. I'm a goblin, not a fae.
What guy? The pig? What happened? Oh, or is this what we're supposed to talk about later?
Yeah. Who do you think they're looking? I hope they're not looking for me. I'm not great with the whole lion thing, and I mean I don't think I did anything wrong, but sorry, I get very nervous in situations like this.
They might be looking for me. I did like string along one of their buddies.
Oh yeah, you did.
Really
that was.
I'm really good at pissing that kind of people off. So just if anything happens, I can be me.
Are you serious that they're sending
Sounds
all their
good.
police here because one of them got...
It's one officer.
Oh,
they
it's
said.
one off. they're sending an officer to the school because one of them got blue-balled. God, they're pathetic.
Okay, now I'm gonna need to hear more about that later.
Jace goes, I'll start a little drama before we end the episode. Jace goes, I got it. And then loudly says, not like yells, but like, when you talk a little louder because you want the tables around you to hear. Goes, wow, why is there a police officer here? As a gay man, I feel really unsafe around the police. And the softball table, 2 tables down from you guys, kind of starts chattering and looks and spots the cop, and they start chattering. One of them gets the hint and goes, yeah, I can't imagine why they're here. And it kind of starts to like pick up around the lunchroom, and people start making statements until the cop and the school administrator have realized that this is going on and kind of stop walking. And they're kind of just like against like the school wall, trying to figure out what to do in that like sad adult way. Like, what the fuck is this? Once the room is a chatter, Jace will lean to you, Wisteria, and go, if you want to go hide in the bathroom, now's the time. Go.
Yeah, Wisteria is just gonna like drag Maddie and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, good call.
I need you to roll like a runaway roll, but roll with advantage because of the situation. So you can just roll like 4d6 and take the best 2.
Weird. Interesting. Are we both doing that because we're both going, or just?
Wisteria is the one who's running away.
She's leading.
You're part of the cover.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that is a 9.
Yeah, that works well enough. You manage to forget your backpack at the table, so you don't have your new phone with you, or any of your like makeup and stuff. But you make it.
Was I able to drag Maddie along?
You were able to drag Maddie along. She was part of the cover.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I was definitely going anyway.
Yeah.
The idea sounded like a good one, and I wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, because, there's always that meme, dames go to the bathroom in multiples.
Yeah.
Exactly.
After a couple of minutes of that from the outside, it kind of subsides. You guys, Becca, Bryce, you see the cop leave, and a couple minutes before the bell rings, Jace's name is called to the principal's office, to the PA. He goes, ladies, gentlemen, and leaves.
He gets, you know what I mean, like a solid back pat, like a back slap of like, good fucking luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Good on you, bud.
Good luck.
Okay.
Have fun.
Yeah. Why don't you guys, while I'm gone, figure out what is our group Halloween costume to the Halloween dance, and I'll meet you guys after school if I don't get detention, or actually even if I do get detention. See you later.
Later.
Like, wait, group Halloween costume?
Gone.
What?
He's gone.
Just like looking at everyone else.
Yeah, if you guys want to do your after school meeting, and then we can end the episode, that works with me. Or if you just want to summarize what happened.
Well, I'm going to tell them my breakdown of what happened with Mr. Daimito. Keeping out the bit where he shot me, of course.
Well, you did ask him to.
Yeah, no, keeping out that
You were
bit.
consenting.
Yeah.
Is that illegal? Shooting somebody with consent?
Yeah, if they die.
But you didn't. Or
Yeah.
you did, but like not from the gunshot, like
Or
a
if
while
they
Yeah,
ago.
but that was a while
get
ago.
murder charges, yeah.
You did, but like centuries ago.
It would also be
Yeah,
reckless
statute of
abandonment.
limitations.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give them the rundown, tell them what's going on, that Mr. Daimito, while interesting, is probably not sinister, although I would be very, very... I am worried about that kid that he's got in that tube.
Her
And
name
that-
is
that-
Chrysanthemum.
I'm worried about Chrysanthemum. And
That's like science fiction shit.
Yeah, it sure is. And then I'm
Weird.
gonna tell them that he said we should look out for the sheriff's wife, and I agree with that. So
That's
I-
what the text was about. Wait, so like that's when you're.
yes. Oh, speaking of which, did you do any of that?
I can. My parents are a member of like the town association thingy-majiggy or whatever, and I think they have a meeting soon, so I can go to that thing and like socialize and stuff, and maybe talk to the sheriff's wife. Maybe. I don't know. I forget what it's called.
It's so in character for Wisteria. Here's the
Yeah,
thing,
that
I
does
don't know
sound
what
like
it's called,
exactly what you
but
would do.
I'll do a thing.
I mean,
I
hey,
can also look
listen, if
around.
there's anything that I'm good at, it is baking and socializing.
Oh shit, baking. I gotta run these cookies over to the inn. I should do that before, gets like a couple days late. I don't. I'll do that. Let me know if y'all like go anywhere, or if you just go home. Then I'll just go home. It's fine. And I'm gonna go over to the. I'm gonna go back to where he's staying just to drop off the cookies that Wisteria and I made.
Yeah.
I'll give you a ride, Maddie.
Oh, thanks.
Traveling by skateboard is fucking slow. No offense.
It's fun though.
When you
Yes, but
guys
motorcycle's fun too.
when you guys pull up to the hotel, it has more security than last time. It looks like there's someone like standing the gate to the parking lot now. That kind of stops you as you pull in. But you're welcome to drop deliveries there is the gist, but only people with reservations are allowed in and out right now.
Wonderful. Yeah. We'll just like drop off the delivery and like on the way, like explain to Becca like, yeah, like Bryce like snuck into his room. Like I think he climbed from like one balcony to another. It was kind of fucking wild. But while he was doing that, I knocked on his door and I just had to like keep his attention and stuff, and I would put on some smooth talking and sold him some cookies. He gave me some money for it. Honestly, I thought I didn't do a very good job, and that's why the cops were there, because he thought it was suspicious that like someone came and knocked on his door right before, I don't know, someone broke into his room or whatever. But I'm glad that the cops weren't there for me, because I would have probably spilled at least some of the beans.
I'm pretty sure, based on what I've heard, they were looking for Wisteria.
Yeah, I mean, she did kind of like seduce one of them.
I gave the office a bit of a slow walk. Ended up hearing they're looking for a she. The cop emailed the guy a description. That's probably what the fucking deal was at lunch.
True.
Thankfully, situation avoided, courtesy of Jace being loud and gay.
Yeah, thank God for that.
So yeah, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure why Wisteria seduced one of the cops. That might be a question more for her, but honestly, I'm not even sure if she remembered her thought process anymore. It was one of those things that kind of just like happened, and like I saw it happening. I was like, "This is bad."
Well, this might as well happen.
Then
Personally, I
it
think
kind of
it's
just continued to
hilarious.
happen. It turned out fine so far, at least. So, what's up, Harry?
I thought it was hilarious. I didn't see it, but it sounds funny.
Oh, I think this conversation's happening on a motorcycle, by the way.
Oh, on the
Motorcycle,
motorcycle. Oh, I thought this
Yeah.
was a car. Sorry, silly dumb me.
Yeah, no, this can be happening like on the way back from the drop off or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's frankly what I assumed. But yeah, fun shit we got ourselves roped into, I guess, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before, but like, I don't think I really understood when I said it the first time. There's weird shit happening in this town.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, like he said to look into the chief police's wife or whatever, and I mean, that just like sounds ominous, and we don't even know what the fuck that's about. Like, that could be literally anything. I don't know, it's just the more I find out about this town, the more weird it gets to me, and I don't know, I've lived a lot of places, and this isn't really like any of them.
Welcome to the weirdest town you found yet. And as far as the police thing goes, I know a couple of them. First-hand experience. I could probably. Ugh, it's gonna suck, but I could probably talk to someone about that. I'll figure something out.
Yeah,
Literally,
well,
her thought process right now is going like, I could just get like busted for some minor bullshit and then end up like in jail like overnight. You know how they'll like keep someone overnight if they're being like a fucking delinquent?
Yeah.
Considering the possibility of getting herself locked up overnight for random bullshit delinquency.
For silly Billy crimes.
For silly
for
Billy
tomfoolery.
crimes.
General
Oh my
mischief.
God.
Shenanigans.
Tomfoolery at the haberdashery.
Tomfoolery at the haberdashery. But yeah,
shenanigans in the first degree.
You've heard of Five Nights at Freddy's, but have you heard of tomfoolery at the haberdashery?
What's the
Okay.
through line there? I don't.
It has the same rhythm to me.
Sure, I guess it scans.
Okay. So that being said, I think it's good if we end our episode there. New lines to pick up on next week. Does anyone have anything to plug? Phil, I know you do.
Oh, yes. As per usual, you can find me on Instagram at Phil_Kutch or on Twitch at twitch.tv/Phil_Kutch. I stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Check it out. Been playing some Borderlands 3 new DLC. It's amazing. Big fan. And also, I have a new podcast coming out with friend of the show, Scott Williams.
I wouldn't call him a friend.
No,
What's
enemy
it
of the
about?
show, Scott Williams. First episode should be coming out this Saturday. The show is called Neither Here. Actually, it's called Neither Here Nor There. It sounds better when you say neither as the show name. I generally say neither, but you know, it sounds better when you say Neither Here Nor There as the show name. You can follow us on Twitter at Neither There to get updates on that. The first episode is all about the recent news that there is potentially signs of life on Venus, and sort of breaking that down and what that might mean at this current stage. It's super exciting, super cool. So check it out if that sounds cool.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting.
All right.
Jane or Harry?
Yes,
go ahead.
I have a Twitter and a Tumblr under the name of The Confused Crow. If I don't die via painting class, I should be able to upload an illustration of what Lynn from Saratoga by Night looks like.
Yay.
Yes, you can find me on this channel. Subscribe, all that bullshit. Also, on the Beckoning podcast, we will be doing a review of a Vampire the Masquerade video game, which I'm not familiar with, but I will be playing this weekend for the podcast. It is first Sunday of October, 2 p.m. GMT. So I don't know what that. I think that's 8 EST. So I love that shit in the morning. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like 7, I think. 7
or 8,
Eastern.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
can find
Saratoga by Night too.
Uh,
Just listen to that.
You can find me on Saratoga by Night on this channel. You can find me on a Controlled Chaos on this channel. You can find me
Not on this.
individually.
Controlled Chaos isn't on this channel, but it's on every podcast platform.
Oh, really? I thought that was on there. Okay. Anyway.
I mean, I can start putting it up here. Yeah, why not? I'll do that.
And we don't need to retcon it onto here. It's fine.
Why not?
And I, you can find by screaming into your local void.
On Twitter. And you can see Violet Cove. Our next episode will be same time on the 8th of October.
Yeah.
Remember, ACAB and eat your ice creams and your vegetables too if you want to.
Bye-bye, people. Take care. Don't let the vampires bite.
Bye-bye.
You guys.
Stream's over.
Okay.
There we go.